Hi, I'm Lutana Hahn. I will be your instructor for the UF 300 University Transitions course with the title, The Power of Thinking. I'm going to walk you through a few key steps of this course. If you've come to this video, you either received it through email or from the homepage on your Blackboard course site. So I'm here at my main Blackboard course site where I see the list of my courses. I'm going to click on my Spring 2014 University Transitional Foundations courses, and this is where I'm having this course enter into, which is called the Course Dashboard. The course dashboard, actually, I haven't used a whole lot, but it does have some good features that I thought might be beneficial, so we're going to give this a try. The one that I like especially is that it has this My Calendar, and when you click on My Calendar, the items that I've put in there for you to do, yours may look different than this. You'll see mine shows up other courses that I'm teaching or have Blackboard course sites for, but you'll see I've already posted a quiz for this week 1, and you'll see it will be due on the 28th at approximately midnight Mountain Time, so you can see that pop up on your calendar to help remind you of those things that are due in the course. So that's the course dashboard. We may use some of the other features, but that's the main one that seems beneficial at this time to kind of help keep you on track. We're just going to go through kind of from top to bottom the tabs off to the left side of this Blackboard course site. So the next one is announcements. I don't have anything there yet, but I generally do weekly or bi-weekly announcements to keep you up on changes or comments and questions that are frequently occurring within the class. The next spot we're going to take some time to look at is the syllabus and schedule. Obviously, this is kind of our big guiding principle here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the syllabus for a second and just make sure that you are in the course that you should be in. This course is designed primarily for respiratory care students. It meets, however, the University Foundations program course that if you were an on-campus student and had started here from a freshman, there are courses called UF 100 and 200, and those would have been both required. For transfer students, we have developed this UF 300 course in a way to say that by taking this course, you will meet some of the core foundational principles that Boise State is looking at for all of their graduates. So primarily this course will have enrolled our degree completion students that are working throughout the country on their bachelor's degree. We'll have, again, some on-campus transfer students and also people that may not necessarily need the UF 300 requirement but do want to use this for an upper division credit. Here is my name and contact information. The best way to contact me is via email. I stay up on it pretty good during the week. Sometimes on the weekend I do not check it as frequently. That's kind of why I have set this course up to run. It basically will start on every Tuesday. New content will be added, and the following Tuesday the following content will be due, and new content again will be posted, and that gives us a little leeway for either people that work primarily on the weekends or some people work primarily during the week. So kind of having that little bit of a midweek transition seems to work fairly well. But again, email is the best way to reach me. You're welcome to leave me a message or send me a fax. I don't get many faxes, obviously. But email is definitely the best way to get to me. I'm going to go down a little bit and talk briefly about the content in the course. We are covering a lot of information. The readings are really interesting, and I really think they're thought-provoking. Overall, we're looking at how well do you write? How well are you communicating your thoughts? We want to look at some of these engaging problems that really do require critical thinking skills to evaluate how do we deal with these types of ethical dilemmas that we're faced with in healthcare. Again, primarily they are difficult topics, and by no means is the goal of the class to have you pick a side or kind of choose a winner or a loser, but it really is to provide a framework for decision making and help develop these skills in analyzing various perspectives that do impact the outcomes that we have in healthcare. We do have, as far as course participation goes, I am encouraging teamwork, and you will be working in teams throughout the semester, and you'll stay within those groups throughout the semester. There are a few things that I would like you to take a look at. The Student Code of Conduct, along with some little rules on, using this online class in the best manner. I'm going to go down a little bit. These are a few things that I'm required to talk to you about. So you can look into that American Disabilities Act and also our Statement of Shared Values. Now, grading, we're centering here for just a few minutes. There are a lot of different ways that the grade will be calculated. We'll have some homework. We'll do a fair amount of discussion board posting. We will have 2 exams. We will have 2 different group work projects. We'll have several short quizzes. The quizzes are really just to kind of emphasize key points and make sure that on certain weeks we're all on the same page. There is something called Digication. We'll talk about that more. That's an e-portfolio that we will be incorporating. You will find a short video on e-portfolios. The actual software that we're using is a tool that's part of Google that's called Digication. And this is a large kind of part of your points, but truly the items that you will be adding to your e-portfolio are homework assignments you've already done and got grades for. So it's kind of like double dipping a little bit, but we are emphasizing these e-portfolios within this course. So you'll have a total of about 560 points, and your grades follow our standard grading schematic here at Boise State. One note on the discussion board postings. So we will have a total of 10 of these postings throughout the 16-week semester, so we won't post every week, but we will post most weeks. I'm asking you to write a response in general that is a 2-page kind of double-spaced response to the topic that's being discussed that week. The way they're actually graded is 3 of the 10 will be graded randomly throughout the semester. So pretty much a couple weeks into it, I'm going to pick one of your discussion board posts and grade it. It encourages you to post each week when it's required and kind of improve your writing over time from those posts. I did mention there is some group work. We'll do our discussion boards within a group, in part because we do have around 40 students in this course. So we will divide into groups to have smaller groups for our discussions so we can not be overwhelmed with the amount of reading each of you has to do. But then we'll also, as a group, work to create a small assignment, and then at the end of the semester, a lot of your work will be done working on a group paper. There will be 2 written exams throughout the semester. We'll look at those real quickly in a little bit on the schedule. There will be 4 short quizzes through the semester. There will be various homeworks throughout the semester, not a lot of them. There's 4 homework or assignments. And then I already mentioned this Digication. This is kind of your e-portfolio that we'll talk more about. This is something I want to spend a few minutes talking about because sometimes it gets, you see these in your syllabi and you kind of wonder, what do they really mean? So this university learning outcome. Like I mentioned, this is a foundations course. So from our foundation study, it's really saying, here are skills that when you graduate, all Boise State students should have. They're met in various ways, but the goals of this class are, from the university standpoint, we're going to say at the end of this course, you have been able to write effectively in multiple contexts for a variety of audiences. This primarily is going to be done through this group paper and your weekly responses to questions. Number 2, you'll see here is communicate effectively in speech, both as a speaker and a listener. So that's why we have you read other people's work and respond to those. The third one there is engage in effective critical inquiry by defining problems, gathering and evaluating evidence, and determining the adequacy of the argument that's occurring. So this really does come in with your group paper, and we'll look at some of these with your weekly reading responses. Okay, the other 3 university learning outcomes that we're looking at are to encourage creative thinking about these difficult problems, and again, think about different solutions to them, both as an individual and as a team member, and you'll see that is evaluated with this written paper, weekly responses, in your exam. Our 5th principle is analyzing ethical issues in personal, professional, and civic life and produce reasoned evaluation of completing value systems and ethical claims. So we'll work on that. The last big item that we're going to work on is to apply knowledge of cultural differences to matters of local, regional, and national and international importance, including politics, economics, and environmental issues. Primarily, our issues will focus around healthcare, but again, these are really ways that we are going to meet the outcomes that the university has set for people to earn a bachelor's degree from our university. Okay, I'm going to click back to our Blackboard site, look briefly at the schedule here. This is sort of a one-page summary just to kind of give you a one-page view of how things are going to roll out. So you'll basically see we're divided into weeks. Again, I mentioned new materials posted each Tuesday morning, and new material or the assignments for that week will be due the following Tuesday. So you always have at least a week to get things done and turned in and to go over them. So depending on how your schedule varies, it should work in. We will have that first week. You'll see there is a introduction on the group discussion board, and we're going to take a quiz on the course site along with some short quizzes on the shared values of Boise State. And you'll see if you look at the outcomes, there are always 2 things that you basically are kind of turning into me each week throughout this course. Here is the discussion board grading rubric, so you'll see how I grade this, and I would encourage you to read through this, especially these first couple weeks when you're writing your posts, to make sure you're really writing in a manner that would give you these full points if that's what you're shooting for. The next thing I want to talk briefly about is this weekly material. So weekly material will be posted as it comes up. So right now we are in week 1. So you'll always see this kind of folder. And if we're in week 1, you'll click onto week 1 and it will give you an overview of what's going on in this course. I'll try to start each week off with a brief overview so you know exactly what kind of our goals are for the week. So this week's goals, I want you to familiarize yourself with the course, to understand the syllabus and schedule, to get to know your group that you will be working with, and something on understanding student behaviors expected as a BSU student. Your tasks this week will be to take the syllabus quiz, read these behavior modules, and to post to your group discussion board. So here's the material you will need to go through. When I click on this here down at the bottom, this is one of the links that has more material in it. So here there is an article that you can click on. So you'll just kind of have to look through each week. Sometimes there's more material embedded into each folder. Sometimes everything that you need is right here. So we'll click on this BSU Student Behavior module, and what this is these are 3 PowerPoints that really, again, this is material that Boise State wants all students at Boise State to behave in a manner that produces a professional student. So this is what this information goes through. Most of it is common sense, and I'm sure you're all, I have no worries about you, but it is just covering our bases. So you'll see here there is a PowerPoint module. In order for me to open it, that's how I have to go about this. So you'll go through this, you'll read through this PowerPoint first off, and then after you are done, you will take this quiz. And in order to take the quiz, you'll click on this quiz button, and it will tell you when you enter, push begin when you're ready to start. The way I do quizzes is I open them up. You have the entire week to take them. They will be due, like I said, always the following Tuesday. But you cannot save the quiz and come back to it. Once you open it, you have to finish it in that setting. So when you open the quiz, make sure you have the time to finish it in one setting. And like I said, most of the quizzes are short, won't take you very long. The exams, however, probably will take you some time, and I'll give you a fair warning when those are coming up. So this is really the work you need to do for week 1. Here's your folder of week 1 information. I'm going to click on this key class outcomes. I had mentioned several times this e-portfolio. So here is some information on the e-portfolio, kind of what is it, what is Digication. I would like you to look into this. I will be posting a short video on an introduction to e-portfolio that you can look over. We won't start this. The e-portfolio isn't on our schedule until week 4, so we have some time on this. I just wanted to let you know what was coming up with that, because it is kind of one of the key end of the semester, here's what you're going to do. The other thing is this teamwork and group projects. So I've mentioned, as this is really similar to the statement that was in the syllabus, that there will be 2 larger group projects, and more information will be posted throughout the semester when we get closer to those. The next thing I want to talk briefly about are these university learning outcomes. So these 11 things here are all items that by the time you graduate, you will have some sort of exposure to each of these things. So like you see the big projects here: writing, oral communication, critical inquiry, innovation and teamwork, ethics, diversity and internationalization, mathematics, natural, physical and applied science, visual and performing arts, literature and humanities, and social science. Some of these, if you're transferring in, you have got credit for from your transfer credits. Others of these key items we will cover in various courses, UF 300 being a large one of them. We cover a lot of the bases here. You'll also cover some of these bases when you take the Communication and Discipline course. And then the last for sure Foundations Programs course that you'll all take is the FF 400. There is some staff information. There's me. If you ever want to contact me, that's how you get to it. Tools, those common tools that you're going to see on all of your Blackboard course sites for help, to send email, to look at various things. I have a tab here for My Grades. I'm not a user that's enrolled, so my grades won't show up, but that is how you can check your grades as an ongoing basis. And there is a tab for library resources. Most of the readings I will post for you within the course. I'm going to do one thing really quick to change it. This is the view I see. The last thing that the last tab, and I may actually move these around, sorry, after the video is created, there will be a tab for your groups. This is where you will access your group discussion board to do your postings when those are required, is through this groups tab. So you have a quick and easy way to get to those tabs. Really, all the other work that you will be doing each week in the course will be posted in this weekly materials. Oops, there's all the weeks. I will turn that back off. So again, this is where you're going to spend most of your time within the course, so the things that are due will be posted in there. That material for that week will be posted in there, but the only thing that's really not within this weekly material that you will be working on is your group discussion board. I'm really excited to have you in class. I like the readings that we have planned and the activities for this semester. Please, if you have questions, let me know, because you're probably not the only one with the question. I try to keep everything clear and my ducks in a row, but sometimes it doesn't come across that way through an online class. So if I have missed something or you're unclear about something, please let me know, because I want this to be something that is, the systematic approach to this is straightforward, and that where you're really spending your time is thinking about the material that's posted and how it applies to various scenarios. So again, welcome to class. I'm really excited that you're here at Boise State within the Department of Respiratory Care taking this class. Have a great semester.